The Brazilians proved to be more reliable than a Toyota Hilux, and Chelsea fans need to tolerate some more rough times with Poch's rebuild. Welcome to ONSIDE ZA Ballers. We are live once again. It is Football Friday, and we are brought to you by Betway, where you get way more. Remember to use the affiliate code ONSIDE ZA when joining as a new user on the Betway app. Joining me on the show today, Len Moleko.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tsepi Worldwide.
Hi, darling.
Welcome, darling. And, of course, everybody's favorite super sub. Guys, welcome to the show. It's been a week with what feels like a million matches. It's the start of that December busy period, especially in the Premier League.
Yeah. Friend, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt you.
Yes.
What were you talking about Toyota? I don't get it.
The Brazilians, they're reliable. Sundowns, they keep winning.
And who isn't? I don't understand.
Toyota is a reliable car. No matter where you take it, it will
keeps
get
going.
you home. It keeps going.
Okay.
Right? So the Brazilians, Sundowns, Masandawana, Bafana Bastaila, they are reliable.
You
10
know,
games
you
in.
know when you're there, it's gonna start.
Okay.
It's not like
Super sub.
like a French car or something where you're scared
Yeah.
if it's gonna start today.
You must tell us what it means.
I'm really lost, honestly.
Look, think of it this way. It does not need a blue pill to get there.
We just started.
Yeah.
Does it make it simpler?
So Sundowns don't need a blue pill.
Are you setting a precedent?
They deliver.
Wait.
They deliver no
Isn't
matter what.
Katachi sponsored by Toyota?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the most,
Oh, you get
the most reliable car sponsors the least reliable team.
Are you saying that Toyota is reliable and the team they sponsor isn't?
They need to rub off on Chiefs a little bit.
If we go with this narrative, so Chiefs needs a blue pill. I'm asking.
And easy. And easy.
You came up with this
And
analogy. You need to
easy.
tell us.
Okay.
Marco, lead the way.
Okay, so let's. We're going to get into DSTV Premiership Ballers once again. Welcome. In the comments here, we promised the giveaway of a top up on a Betway account.
Yes.
So we chose our favorite comment from last week's show, but you need to comment again. So if you commented last week, be in the comments again. If we see your name in the comments again today, you're going to get your Betway top up. Len,
Yes, sir.
we were talking about the Brazilian Sundowns once again winning midweek. Obviously, they've got other non-DSTV Premiership duties to attend to on the weekend, so they played their game Wednesday night. What do you think?
They are the gift that keeps on giving.
Sure.
Look, at the rate things are going, they're like a machine.
Well oiled.
They're like a Chinese factory, right? Almost like they never close. Right?
Yeah.
They
They
work around the clock, right? So results for them are imperative. It doesn't matter whether they're playing Amazulu or they're playing Pyramids or they're playing TP Mazembe. Well, they did lose against TP Mazembe. However, think of it this way. You go play an Al Ahly, right? Top team on the continent. We are top team on the continent. And no disrespect, you come home and you go play Polokwane City. It's like, okay, we have
An
to honor the fixture.
anti-climax. I'm being on trend.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I get you.
Yes.
It's like they need motivation to do that, but they're constantly motivated. And the beauty about them having a big squad, even though some of their key players are missing, I think Mbule is still out,
Yeah.
Mvala is still out,
Yes.
Mokoena is still out. Mokoena is still out, right? I think so, yes. I stand to
can
be
check for
corrected.
you.
So you've got some of those top players that are not available. Shalulile was out for some time as well. And I think, what's his name? Serino is also not around. He's not available. But you're still able to get the result, which is what we were speaking to one of the former Sundowns players, but ballers will know as time and weeks come along, is that Sundowns is not a team, it's an institution. They make sure that, okay, cool, if we've got a hole here, we need to cover it. In fact, they don't wait to see the hole to cover it. There is cover in case the hole appears.
There's plan B and plan C.
Yes. That is why they are a cut above the rest. Yes, we can say games in hand are not necessarily points, but as it is, they lead by 5 points with 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
Which equates to 9 points if they convert.
And 9 plus 5, that's
14 points already.
Yep.
In a
Yeah.
league that has fewer games than some of the others in Europe
Yeah.
because of the number of teams in the top flight. So, Super Sub?
Coming to that game against Amazulu, I think Amazulu will be hard done because I think they really pushed Sandan all the way, and they had a goal that was disallowed, and to me it looked like it was a clear onside goal, which is really sad. You don't want to lose games in that manner.
I hear you. And big ups to Amazulu, they actually applied themselves in that game.
They pushed the Sundowns all the way.
To a point whereby you actually saw a little bit of frustration from
From
our
the bench of
favorite
Sundowns,
coach.
yeah.
He was here, Chief. He was ready.
He was ready to
He was
fight.
ready,
Yeah.
Chief.
Let me just give you a quick rundown on the injuries, and I believe this is from the 6th of December, so 2 days ago. Brian Onyango, knee injury. Mutibi Mvala, he's got an injury also, adductor injury. Deriek is also out. Obi Mudiba, like you've mentioned, knee injury. Rivaldo Kutsia, quad injury. Neo Maema, hamstring injury. Butelezi Tando, hamstring. Sianda Nyanga, adductor injury also. Junior Mandieta, one of the favorites, hamstring injury, and then Mabusi Obas, adductor injury. So
That's
I
a
think
whole squad.
Peter
Yeah,
is
that's a whole
Abductors.
abductor. So they have it as an ADDUCTOR. So it's abductor, not adduct.
Yeah, I think so.
They
It's
got it wrong.
abductors.
They spelled it incorrectly.
Yeah.
They didn't go to med school. But yeah, I get you. But like, listen to that. That's a whole squad.
Yeah.
They're just missing an injured goalkeeper and then starting 11.
Actually.
You know? So you
You
look
were
at...
still saying about the offside. You wanted to say something about the
The
offside.
offside. Sorry, I interjected.
Huh? Which offside?
From
Offside,
Wednesday night.
Amazulu.
Amazulu game.
Oh,
The disallowed goal.
The disallowed goal, yes.
And one of the ballers actually saying, official Black Tea, saying VAR is needed in the DSTV Prem.
ASAP, yeah.
Is it needed? Yes. Is it affordable? No. That's the simple answer.
How does the DSTV Premiership or PSL not have the money or the capacity?
Well,
Sure.
I mean, already Supersport United weren't allowed to use their own home ground because it didn't meet the standards already set by PSL. If they were to add more standards, would it be feasible for a lot of the stadiums around the country? That would be a good question.
Because also think about it this way. There's 16 teams, right?
Yes.
Of the 16 teams, how many stadiums do they use?
And then how many
Not
are
a
they
lot.
sharing?
How many
Yeah.
are being shared?
I don't know. They probably use 10 stadiums. I'm not sure.
How many games are being televised? Because you need the...
Isn't every DSTV Premiership game televised?
Not all of them.
But they're all recorded.
Recorded, yes, but not all televised.
They're not televised live
Yes.
necessarily. Okay.
So just the infrastructure alone would be... It would be hell of expensive.
Okay.
And when you don't sign a 5-match contract with VAR, you
Okay.
sign a multi-year contract, and for you to be able to do that, and with relegation, promotion, Black Leopards will come. Are they now gonna go to Toyando and install?
Yes.
No,
May I
again,
ask?
no offense to Black Leopards.
May I ask? So we have, big cup competitions, your Telcoms, your MTNs.
There's no Telkom.
Oh, Telkom is out. So Black Label obviously has 2.
Yes.
We have MTN. We have Netbank also, right?
Yes.
And I can imagine that as much as they are contributing, towards the overall, prize money for whichever team comes out victorious, do they not also give PSL money?
Yeah, no,
There
there's
is.
money.
It's a
There's money
sponsorship
there.
thing, yeah.
There's money there, but this is
it
an
not
expensive venture.
sufficient?
Although I think DSTV has already provided, as Supersports, has already provided a large bulk of the layout cost for what VAR would be, which is all the broadcast facilities, which is what VAR piggybacks off of broadcast facilities in existence in Europe. So it would be about the VAR rooms. And why wouldn't DSTV Multi-Choice Supersport put together a VAR room on behalf of the DSTV
And then what
Premiership?
role does SAFA play in this? Do they contribute also financially?
It's
If they don't have
they have to train the referees.
that's the thing.
Okay.
So
And already our referees are bad.
now we need VAR
Well,
referees.
Amazulu versus Sundowns, case in point. When
Okay.
it comes to VAR, I think teams that are going to struggle is like teams like your Stelis with the stadium that they have, because I would like to believe that if they opt to introduce VAR, they're going to be using like World Cup stadiums, like Cape Town Stadium. Cape Town City will have to play there. Stellenbosch will have to play there. It's going to have to be a shared stadium in order to
But not
reduce
necessarily-
costs.
have the facilities.
Also, okay, reduction of costs, yes, but for who? For the VAR or for the club? Because the club, when you say reduce costs, to travel from Stellenbosch to Cape Town, that's a cost unto Stellies.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm
And
saying
let
is
alone the
those,
team.
that's
I think-
another angle to look at it.
The teams can afford to travel from Stellies to Cape Town City.
not
The
a
team is
train
not a
smash.
problem. I
Yeah.
feel for the fans.
Yeah, well,
That's
there's
the
also
thing.
that. There's
It's
also-
that's
already hard for them to travel to their existing home stadiums. To now travel further to a different stadium would be even harder.
So you're going to install a VAR at Princess Magogo, at Toyando Stadium.
That'll be difficult.
You see, so Polokwane City will have to play their games shared in Pitamukaba with other teams.
With everybody
And then
else.
SuperSport will have to
yes.
do
So
Lucas.
that's the way that I think it would be the easiest to start with. You reduce number of stadiums that are involved, and then teams will have to share their home games.
Then that would mean the
Because in
fixture
any
list
way
would be
they're doing
affected
it.
also.
But in terms
Do you
of then,
understand? The fixture list is going to be affected because if we are going to have, for example, in AmaZulu playing against an away team, and you have Lemonville Golden Arrows playing against an away team, and their stadium is Moses Mabhida, who then takes precedence?
But again, remember when they pick these fixtures.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to when
they're
one
going
is
to be
home,
longer
one
days.
is when one is home, one is out. It's already happening anyway. Kaizer Chiefs is actually they play some of their games in
all over the country.
all over the country, and those stadiums that they play the games in, it's shared. Like if they go to Mabhida, AmaZulu sometimes use Mabhida.
Speaking of Mabhida, so congratulations, by the way, to TS Galaxy and
Spokane.
Galaxy and
Stellies.
Stellies.
Oh, Stellies, yeah.
Yes, so they are going to be playing in the final. I believe it's going to be on the 16th of December, and they're playing at Mabhida again.
Sold out. I'm joking.
Sold out.
Tickets are for sale.
They are out for sale.
16 December.
Weirdo.
The coaches are probably going to be on some. Guys, aren't you
Do you
tired
think
of
it's
us?
going to be a sold out affair, Len?
No,
Nah,
it
I
won't
don't
be.
see it. And I mean, have you not seen also that the interest, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, the interest has dwindled because it's not, two big teams that are taking part in the final.
Yeah,
and
no.
also the semis.
And
I
the
agree
winner
with
of
you.
this plays against the PSL Super Team, right? Where the fans get to choose the players and the manager
Yeah.
from another side.
Oh, that
To
fun
remember
part.
that.
Oh, yes.
So in the what is
Okay.
it? The Calling
Coaches,
Calling Cup final,
No, I think it's called the Culling Cup.
the Calling Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, which is the once-off fixture, which will be
In
the Super
January.
Team versus the knockout final
The winners.
winners. So
That's
that'll
going to
be
be dope.
interesting.
Who do you
one.
think? Who do you think the fans are going to pick as coach?
Yeah, look, it's a difficult one, eh?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
I think Kevin Johnson. When it comes to voting, there's one team that you should not mess around with.
Because
Abana, when it comes to voting, they are the Toyota of this thing.
they don't need a pill.
Nah, dog, nah.
But I don't know if Chiefs fans are too happy with their
Yeah.
manager.
The thing is,
anyway.
they will do it for the sake of presence.
Yeah, look, I don't think they've got issues with Kevin Johnson
Yet.
Yet. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't take them long.
Speaking of the manager's position at Kaizer Chiefs, as we move swiftly along, Stuart Baxter. He could be an interesting one.
Guys, Mina, let me
Not back to
something that
Chiefs.
just hit me. Do you
Not
know
back
that
to
Stuart
Chiefs.
Baxter's 70 years old?
Wow.
Oh, he looked good for a 70-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 70, you
Those
guys.
pills are working.
What did you have before you come here?
Blue
Wait,
pill.
but which pills am I talking about? I just said
no,
pills.
please be governable, please.
Anyway, so the fact that he got that team, which league is it? And he got them out of relegation. They still let go of him. And I mean, to me, Stuart Baxter is still like I'm trying to find the word. I mean, did he not get Kaizer Chiefs to win 2 consecutive trophies? I believe it was the 2013, 2014
He's the last one to
season.
win the league.
He's the
And
last
then
one to win the
2013, I
league.
think there was 2 of them, yeah. So it would be a natural decision for them to have him back.
Was it a
Considering
back-to-back?
also, I don't see Pizzo Musamani going to Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, man. Let me check, guys.
No,
But
it was not back to back.
or maybe it's probably a year.
He
there was
probably
a
won
year.
2 because I
Yeah.
think did he not
He had
disturb?
2 stings.
He had 2.
Did he
ne?
not disturb the Pito Musimane?
Okay, it was a 2012, 2013, and 2014, 2015. So there was a year in between.
So yes, he
Yes.
disturbed
Just a one gap.
Yeah, he
Yes,
disturbed
there
the
we
Pito
go.
Musimane flow of
The
things
train.
of winning. Yes, him and
Yes.
Kevin Hunt, they're the only two that have done
Two
that.
that have
Yes.
done it, yeah.
Yeah, he could be an interesting choice if he is available and willing to rejoin Chiefs.
I
That time,
doubt.
Lucky. Interesting, eh?
I doubt.
But anyway, there will be other vacancies if he does choose to return to South Africa anyway, Stuart Baxter. I'm sure there will be other PSL sides that would be very happy to take him on.
I think he's a manager who likes it's like Mourinho would never coach Crystal Palace
Okay.
or Luton. Okay, the Newcastle now he would.
He's at Roma.
You mean he likes established team?
Big boys.
Established
Big names.
big names,
But,
teams
with money.
teams with money and a level of stature. Roma has stature.
And I can respect
Yeah.
that. I mean, he also coached the national team. Like, do you really want to take it there after being at the, at the heart of his career? He coached Bafana.
But there's other coaches who coached national teams.
Like who, Msenseki?
But
No, he went to Chiefs.
They,
Yes,
That's
that's what I'm
understandable.
saying. Who
Steve
else?
Kompela, he coached Bafana. He was at Golden Arrows. He was.
Yeah, but
at,
Kompela is a different breed altogether.
we can.
He's
name,
an institution himself.
Yeah, no, we
you
know that.
Owen Dagama.
Remember,
he
you
even
remember
coached,
he was not beaten. He learned a lesson, remember?
Who?
That's what he said.
Like, yeah, he thinks differently, but we'll
Yeah.
get to him.
While we're speaking about Steve Kompella, actually, like you said,
Yeah.
we'll get to him. He stuck to his guns against Pirates, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And I like a manager who does that. And if you lose, you're like, you know what, it's fine. I'd rather lose doing what I believe in as opposed to shifting and moving things, because I do that. I'm also confusing my players.
Okay,
my
Angie
understanding-
Postecoglou.
Okay.
So let's ask Super Sub what he
Yes,
thinks.
okay.
Look, I think for me, yes, playing from the back, it's a new thing in football, right? And for a team like Swallows, playing from the back, you really, really need, and no disrespect to the players that he has, you really need like good ball players, because you need players that are going to hold position, players that create space when there's no space. Playing from the back, it's very, very difficult. You need players that are going to be able to deliver that. And I will reference this to Bentley. Vincent Kompany is doing the same. And you can see that when he gets a team that is really, really, really good, you struggle.
I agree.
And that's the challenge.
I agree.
Are the players, yes, you're playing from the back, are your players equipped enough?
Does he have the personnel?
Do you have the
Yes.
personnel in your team that can deliver that kind of a
So
play?
do Swallows have to go to the market?
But it's not even that.
I don't think they have the ability, the affordability to do so. But I'm agreeing with you when you say that playing from the back, I mean, they already have, a good goalkeeper in Nakbe. So playing from the back, remember that playing from the back requires the goalkeeper also to play a part in it. But if he is saying play from the back would mean that, for example, your left back needs to make sure that he then, correlates with your midfielder. He needs to come closer just so that they're able to open a gap or go up straight. So I don't see them having the dexterity right now to be able to do that. They're not as fast also. And if they're going to be playing against a team like Orlando Pirates and that is applying a
They'll
lot of
get hurt,
pressure,
yeah.
it becomes difficult for them. So they'll have to always keep on going back and starting over. And that's why
and
they're
then
not able
that
to
gives
move.
gaps,
Yes,
that
yes.
gives gaps.
But-
But again, also if you're going to introduce that philosophy, you have to start somewhere.
I was going to say the
I
same.
agree.
And the
And-
training ground is the play, and you need time.
And you need time, and
It has to be
if we
practice
look
and
at
practice
where
and
he
practice
is,
constantly.
he's not badly placed. So he is getting it right to a certain degree.
Yep.
It's just that when you get a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, your Orlando Pirates that have got good ball players, they're going to harm you. People like teams that have got players that are quick on the ball to find space, to create space, to pass the ball quicker. You're going to get harmed.
I
to
agree.
his credit, what he mentioned was that, look, yes, I understand that Sundowns, I understand that Orlando Pirates have the personnel to actually do that. They are quality teams.
Yeah.
But if we want to be mentioned in the same sentence as those teams, why are we going to sit back and wait for a memorandum to be taken out?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, it's time to play from the back.
Especially in
Yes.
games that you're likely to lose anyway.
Yes.
Right? Like a Swallows, if they didn't play that philosophy, would they go and beat Pirates?
Yeah.
Do you know? Or would they go and beat Sundowns?
Look, a lot of times when you are playing a team like Orlando Pirates or your Sundowns and you are in inverted commas a small team, right? When you sit back, you tend to get results a lot of times.
Yes.
Because the moment you
playing on
start
a
to match
counter.
them pound to pound, that's when
will
the
lose.
openings comes. That's when they find holes, and that's when they beat you. You know what I mean?
But we need to give them the benefit of the doubt. I
Yep.
agree with you in terms of just giving you time to drill that, because it is, as much as we talk about the playing personnel needed to be equipped for that, I think if you're drilled well enough,
Yes.
that playing personnel means being able to make the more difficult pass. But drilling, a well-drilled side can ensure that their movement makes easier passes available, and then you don't need a top player. You just need a well-drilled player.
I agree.
'Cause
And
the
if the
reason I'm
team
saying-
is in unison, if they have some synergy, if you already know that if I'm going to be going this way, then automatically that one is already coming through. That synergy is what is going to make this whole thing successful. And it's exactly what playing from the back is.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you look at that games, when they make their passes, you can see that they're not comfortable yet. They tend to lose position a lot. So I think it's what do you call it? It's a process. It's a work in progress. I think they will eventually get there. But
Yeah.
From an example point of view, what you're saying, right, is if you remember, I'm going to make a Premier League example. If you remember, the Arsenal of Unai Emery tried to emulate that playing from the back thing. It didn't work because the centre backs, the full backs, they were not comfortable on the ball. The minute you press them, they did not know what to do.
true.
Right? But gradually to where we are now, where you've got a Saliba, where you've got a Gabriel, where you've got either Zinchenko or Ben White, they're very comfortable on the ball. And you've got like an Odegaard who almost comes to become a fetcher so that he opens up and orchestrates
Those
what
moves,
happens
yeah.
and opening up the opponent. And the advantage of playing from the back is it's almost as if you're inviting the first line of defense from your opponent, and in a way you are able to eliminate them and then move forward with the numbers that you have, because maybe 2 or 3 already eliminated, and then your fullbacks can push up and gain traction, and then you suddenly have more numbers up front
Yes.
than your opponent.
And more importantly, you've got possession.
And you've got possession at the
course.
same
Yeah,
time.
because if
yes.
it's a long ball, then you're competing in a 50-50 for possession, whereas if you're building from the back, you've got the ball. So you can continue to move the ball around and shuffle the opponent, as well as shuffle your team and play to the gaps that you want and play the long ball when you want. So there's a reason why playing from the back is such a successful model for teams around the world, and why goalkeepers who are good ball players are going for such big money.
I agree. And that's why, thank you for mentioning goalkeepers, because your goalkeeper is also then forms part of the actual play. I mean, once you are not
Starts
able
with
to
the goalkeeper
you
usually.
take it back to him. You see, so you start the formation again. So you need to have a goalkeeper that's also very aware.
Hence why you
Joe
have
Hart, remember?
I know, but like locally, there's a reason why when Sundowns went into the market, the first person that they wanted as a replacement for Dennis Onyango was who? It was Ronwen Williams, because Ronwen is
comfortable
actually
on the
very
front.
good on his feet. Outside of him, who else in this country can you point out to being that kind of a goalkeeper? There's
Not much, yeah.
There's not really a lot. And on the
Yeah.
comments, Mpamo Nahen saying Swallows must just focus on top 8, on playing in the top 8, playing from the back will follow. And I want to disagree with
What
him,
comes
though.
first?
The chicken or
Chicken
the
or
egg,
egg?
assuming it's available. No, it's implement now. Because if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Rather lose fighting
Ask
than...
Tenag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same
Yep.
as I was referencing Pep Guardiola when he started at City. First season, it was crazy. City was
Trying to
nowhere.
implement that.
Yeah, because that transition requires patience and also personnel that will fit your system. And I mean, that's why he came on. Joe Hart he tried first season with Joe Hart, and Joe Hart is a shot stopper. He's a very
And then
good
he
shot
replaced
stopper.
him twice.
Yes.
That's how important it was. Because he went
exactly.
for Claudio Bravo and then Edison.
Edison, but he was not giving what he wanted in terms of starting from the back, being comfortable on the ball. So I think, in as much as I believe that sometimes you need results, and if you look at where they are sitting, you can take chance and introduce your philosophy.
Speaking of keepers, so one goalkeeper, South Africa's number 1 at some point, being suspended from his team and losing his captaincy.
Yeah, look, man, that situation for me, it's very sad. I mean, Khune, I would like to believe, like in my view, I rate him as one of the best Kaizer Chiefs I've ever had. I think he is up there with the legends.
One of the best the continent has had.
Yep.
That's true. I will rank him in the top 20 of all-time Kaizer Chiefs players, And for him to be entangled in a mess like this, it's really, really sad to watch. I hope he's going to redeem himself, because it will be sad if this is going to be the way he bows out, because, I mean, he has served that club with distinction. He's been an example for Kaizer Chiefs. He's been an ambassador for Kaizer Chiefs. You know, he's led from the back. He has done everything a good footballer would do for that club. You know, and also for this little issue to be, I feel like it's a little issue. Maybe there were other occurrence, you know.
I'm sorry, Super Sub, and I just want you to respond to this, and also Luena Moleko. It might be a little issue, but I mean, he is a captain, he is a leader, is a senior member of the team. And what example would you say he's setting for the young ones?
No, for sure, I agree with you. He messed up if that is the case, you know. But what I'm saying
When
is,
Zayn, what did he do?
Ufike ground in
Ufike lapha phuzile.
Dagi, you know, and where
Puzan is strapped horse.
does it start now?
Chilla's punch.
So I'm saying the guy has been with Kaizer Chiefs for over
shame.
15 years, right? Would he start going to the ground drunk now?
Oh, so
Maybe
you mean
there's
he's done
something
it
more to
before?
this.
I'm saying, so if it's a
you
first, no, I'm not saying he's done it
Okay,
before.
I'm trying to get to the root of this.
Yeah, no, same as here. We don't know. We're all speculating here, right? Because what I'm saying is, why would he jeopardize himself like that towards the end of his career?
I get what you're saying in terms of if it is the first time he's doing it, should the club not be investigating and speaking to the guy and asking why?
Why? Instead
You've
of a
not done this
statement.
for 15 years. Let's keep it internal. Let's not make a statement.
Thank you, Marco.
Let's figure out what's going on with you.
Something
What's
must
going
be
on
up.
with you?
Does a metro ask you like, you've never done this? Is this your first time? Let's talk.
Yes.
But
exactly.
remember, Kaizer Chiefs is not Metro, and I don't think you're comparing two things that are the same. You know, even if you go into corporate, you know, if they breathalyze you and then you're positive of alcohol, right? They will say, okay, we're giving you 2 hours. Stay there, and then after we'll call you back. Because sometimes you might take it a little bit too late.
Okay.
Right? And then
Yes.
also you are given a leeway to say, oh, it's your first time, go home. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, so what if the only reason why, and this is a big what if Kaizer Chiefs has had the same occurrence in the past and kept it under the carpet and they were just tired?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good what if, but
That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
If there were other occurrences.
Why what?
Look. My thing is, right? We don't know whether this was the case or there are other underlying things that are being connected to this. And it's like you've piled up all sorts of things and now we're going to get you to this point. But at the same time, whether it's the first time or the second time or the third, whichever time,
Yeah.
you don't just go to Mam Ruby's and have like
You love
five,
Mam Ruby.
five striped horses and then go to training. No, there has to be a route from. So how can I call it? It's something at work probably pushed him to do that.
Yep.
He did not just wake up and say like, yeah.
There's
no.
a lot of angles that we can look this at.
is this a Len Moleko rant? Because I feel like it could be because, but I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yes.
Let's look at it this way. Khune probably should have retired a season or two ago already.
Not necessarily.
He's probably on the biggest wages in the PSL, or one of the biggest wages.
I'd say top 10, but not the biggest.
Not the biggest, yeah. But he's up. He's making.
there with the rest of
he's
it.
getting paid big
But he
wages.
took a pay cut to renew his contract.
Right. But is it out of the realms of belief to think that maybe the club is looking for an excuse to muscle him out because you're not first choice goalkeeper? We're paying you lots of money. We need to free up funds to do other things.
But then,
I mean, that's another
Then
one.
you
that
find
environment
any
is
excuse.
toxic.
so you pick this one thing. So that means you've been allowing it this whole time,
And now it's a problem.
and now it's a problem.
just to get you out because now
Something
you're not.
is not make sure there. I can tell you now because he was promised to be the ambassador when he retire. And what kind of an ambassador that you're gonna have
Is
that
suspended
is
in
meddled
his-
with such kind of things?
Exactly.
There's a
I
lot.
still
And
say-
I had these issues with other personnel within management there that he had, you know.
I still say it's out of frustration. You know, when you're frustrated at work, and I know this with a couple of people that I've spoken to who've gone through frustrations, right?
Yeah.
It's like your work environment is toxic. You don't have a let out, and for you, the only way to numb the pain is to do certain things. Sometimes you don't even pitch up for training because, like I'm not there. Like
Or just
the
defeated.
thought of getting into your car and going to training is like, nah, man.
Was he
When you
driving
were-
drunk also, if he got there drunk?
Yeah, look, man, we don't know how they came to a conclusion that he's drunk, but usually what I'm saying is like, usually, and I've seen it before, like if you
Was he
had
driving a
one
Toyota?
too many,
Batong.
if you had one too many a night before, and then you don't finish like on time.
Yeah, you wake up with a buzz.
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning, when you go to work, that thing can blow you. So if they have got that kind of
Can what?
You can blow him.
Guys,
You
too much
are on
today.
trend
Please,
today.
please.
it can blow you positive. You can blow positive. You know. So what I'm saying is, it could be that he had one too many the previous night. Not necessarily that he
On the
woke
day.
up in the morning and said, "I'm gonna have one or two before I go to training."
I hear you, ne? And funny enough, there are certain coaches in our country who, like, you know what? You had you had a nice time yesterday, ne? You had a nice time, but you're gonna lose all of that today in training. I'm gonna show you.
You're gonna run.
If you go onto the field and you play and you produce the results, yes, punish me on the field. Make me do a lap or two or what extra. Yes, we all drink in the team kind of thing, or some of us drink. But even if I drink and I come to work smelling of striped horse the following day, I can go to the young ones and say, hey, my boy, hey, don't do that thing. Hey, my head is heavy, hey, kind of thing. Like, hey, don't do it. Because I'm coming towards the end of my career. What if the young one is already drinking? Because we don't police these people.
So Takalo Munonde says Khune's situation is disheartening. Khune is one of the greatest goalkeepers the league has ever seen. I hope this incident doesn't affect his legacy. This guy even won Player of the Season as a goalkeeper. Remember that? Maybe he should retire.
Yeah, there's more than meets the eye in this situation. I'm telling you.
Something is hitting the water.
Yeah, no, there's more than it meets the eye. I'm telling you.
So you would go with Marco's little theory.
Because I can tell you, Len, we know South African players. These boys, Babu Taylor boy, they drink. You know, you want to tell me out of that entire Kaizer Chiefs team, there's never been a person that
Shows up to training.
shows
But
up
he
to
is
training
senior.
here,
Remember
having
the
had one.
stature, the position he holds.
No,
I think
but what I'm saying is, maybe they are making an example with him.
yes,
you know?
of course.
You know, but I believe this is one of those situations where it could have been dealt with internally, and
Yeah.
the guy would have bowed
I
out
agree.
end of the season, and then that's it.
So are you telling me there are no snitches in the dressing room there? One or two senior players.
Snitches
This
end up in
probably is.
ditches.
Oh, sorry, wrong team.
You.
But what I mean is,
Don't rush it, man.
sorry. What I mean is, right?
We'll get there.
Throughout the years, are you telling me like Jabu used to do it? The coach would be like, Fanaka, here's another striped horse. Have two.
Score a goal.
Let's go. And he does. He performs.
Yeah.
Khune is coming towards the end of his career. Should he have retired? Maybe this season should have been his last.
It's probably is his last.
Right?
With Kaizer Chiefs, at least that we know.
Yes. But what's happening now is something. It's nothing new. I mean, there was a rumor circling around either last season or early in the season that there were two players at Sundowns who arrived. No, it was last season.
Yeah.
There were two players who arrived at Sundowns inebriated.
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 That one. Right? And they were suspended, and for a while we didn't see them playing. But that story was just like flying in the air, never had any substance, and then it died. And one of the said players is actually a regular. Unfortunately, he's not playing now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, man. I think it's only in his best interest to do better and really try to redeem himself.
Yeah.
But I think that Kaizer Chiefs could have been more lenient. But I mean, I think he's already beating himself up. I think, he already knows what he's done. I think he knows that he's effed up. I don't think he's going to do this again.
Let me speak to you, Khune, if you're listening.
Speak, my friend.
Come out with a statement. Apologize. Say you're getting help. It was a problem. You've been having
Mental health.
difficulties with injuries, the pain of the league. Then people will be like, we understand. And now we forgive you.
And you know the irony about it is, and what's quick for people to assume that's what he did, the striped horse thing. Also, we're sitting here speculating, by the way. We don't have concrete evidence.
We
are
don't know what
speculating.
structures do they use.
You know-
How did they come to that conclusion that he was taking on the day?
Or 10-1-1 was there to breathalyze. We don't know.
Yeah.
All right. All I'm saying is,
What if he came there's like 4 no?
Well, just the one lives there.
because there's been a couple of videos that have surfaced on social media with him not necessarily looking like he's in the right state of mind.
Look,
But
yeah,
it was outside of working hours. It's fine.
now I think we've seen there was that video where
You know alcohol ages you.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I just think it's disheartening.
But I feel sorry for him, and I hope that he's able to
I
come out
hope
of
this
this
is not
one.
going to be his way of bowing out.
Yeah, because I respect that.
You don't pull a
ish out of
Zidane
him.
and go out on a low.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another South African goalkeeper, Ayanda Dlamini and co. Congratulations, Mamelodi Sundowns ladies. They
Guys,
have
it's
been crowned
Yes.
the Super League champions for 2023.
No,
Hollywood
we were given.
No, I'm being fun. Credit where credit's
Yes.
due. Hollywood Bets Super League champions for 2023.
And that means it's a treble, eh?
Huh?
It's
Yes,
a treble.
yes.
Yes.
They've won,
They
CAF
won.
Women's Champions League.
They won Champions League. They won the COSAFA Women's Champions League also, and now they won.
I had
It's a
forgotten
treble.
I forgot about the COSAF.
Yes.
But here's the interesting thing: they've won the league, ne?
Yes, my darling.
The
They have.
league is over, ne? Mm-hmm. But you know they only played 2 games less than everybody else.
Yeah, no, actually 1 game less. They played 29. Everyone else played 30.
No, they still have 2 games remaining.
They played the most recent match, so I have 29 matches played.
Okay.
Yeah.
So according to the way it is, they still have a match outstanding
Okay.
against TUT
Okay.
and against UJ.
Oh, okay.
They were supposed to play those matches upon them coming back from the Champions League. But it seems like UJ and TUT said, peace out.
Yeah.
They went to the USAC games. I think they're taking place either in Bloemfontein or KZN. They were like, it's cool.
But
can take the points.
whichever team defaulted on their fixtures
They
must
get 3
relinquish the points and give it to the other team. Yeah.
And if ever their reason was not good enough, they need to be held accountable. You can't just cancel the fixture willy-nilly.
So effectively, what it means, Sundowns won the league before they played against TX Galaxy Queens.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at it mathematically, whether they played that match or not, they were already leading by 3 points.
No, before they played that match, they had already won.
Yes.
Because
They were
the
already,
other 2 fixtures had been abandoned.
So
in
so
essence,
because
that means that even without the 2 matches, they were already winning. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying on the rules of on how we conduct football. Before they played against TX Galaxy Queens, which was a game that they won, I think, on Thursday, right? 1-0. Before Thursday, this week, they were already champions because the 2 games that they were supposed to play on paper, those games were already written off.
So they won the championship because of those 2 games that were written off.
Those 2 games already
didn't
put
Gave
them 6 points ahead of UCW, who they were equal on points with before they even kicked the ball.
Yeah, that's unfair. Then there's nonsense there going on. And it goes to show you that, well, then the league is still fresh, and I don't think the administration is as...
Look, it's not a professional league.
That's what I'm saying, and,
Also.
But again, I mean, the mere fact that you are participating in that league, you've got an objective.
Yes.
And the objective is to win the league. And if things like this are going to occur, I think it dilutes the integrity of the league.
and you need integrity for new leagues.
Yeah, you need integrity for new leagues.
Hi, congratulations to them, and also a big shout out to my Indies ladies and Coal City Wizards. No, not a shout out to them.
Yes,
actually.
I was
They
gonna
got
say, like,
relegated.
Batum.
No, they got relegated. And Forte University and Lindelani ladies are the ones promoted from the Sasol League.
What I like is, like, there are teams, guys. There are women teams in this country. Yes, we don't know them. I didn't know Forte had a team.
Even me.
Or Lindelani. What's the other one?
Yeah, Lindelani ladies.
Yes, I didn't know.
You know what the problem is? Is we are expecting a team to be coming from Kaizer Chiefs or Orlando Pirates.
You're going back there again.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
So
Hey,
there are
and he
people
is,
that are
though.
coming up,
Okay.
which is good. We need diversity in
This is
football.
But we
PSL,
still
brother. They're
expect
going to
them to
just buy
still
those
have
clubs
those
and put the
teams.
Chiefs badge on them.
When if you own Lindelani and then Pirates comes and says, hey, Chief, look, here.
Asihlanganisi plan.
We're going to buy the franchise.
Are you going to say no?
Depending.
Dalo Lindelani.
Okay,
But
so before we move on,
Yes, my friend.
I want to address a couple things here in the studio. Number one, we have some seriously sour people in the studio because we were supposed to broadcast Aston Villa versus Arsenal. But there's people in the studio who would rather watch Manchester United not qualify for Champions League than watch Manchester United not qualify for Champions League than watch Arsenal win the league season. I'm not talking about you, because you were available tomorrow. But other people in the studio are busy. They're so bitter that they don't want to do a watch along for Arsenal. They don't want to watch Arsenal win the league. They want to watch Manchester United get kicked out of the Champions League. But it's fine. We will be here with you Tuesday evening for Manchester United versus Bayern Munich
Which
for a
city
watch
are
along.
they, friend? Those people, which city are they?
They in a city in Manchester.
Oh, okay.
Me, I'm a ghost.
A bitter ghost who doesn't want to watch Arsenal win the league. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna haunt you.
So yeah, we will be joining you for that one as a watch along. So join us for that, where there will be giveaways. There will be a top up of a Betway voucher and a very special vintage shirt.
That's Tuesday, right?
That's Tuesday evening
At 10
Let me-
o'clock.
Let me give you the time.
It's 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay, guys.
Bayern Munchen against Manchester United, a do or die game for the Red Devils.
What do you see for
As
Red
they walk
Devils?
out.
Oh, but we're not there yet. Do you want to go?
No.
Do you want to do this now?
No.
We'll get there, we'll get there,
I'm
we'll
just
get
telling the
there.
ballers
Okay.
that there's prizes to be won. We also have a 1,000 Rand Betway top up coming during this show, which we will
Danko.
announce during the show. And we've got a 500 Rand top up coming on Tuesday night, the 12th, for that watch along as well as a vintage shirt giveaway, which we will announce on the night as well.
Nice.
Is it written 32 at the back?
No,
Oh.
No.
I'll tell you what. It's number one.
Oh, okay.
Len, what listen?
What did I do?
Okay, so let us move on
Yes, my babe.
to Around the World with Tepi Worldwide. This is
Darling.
Around the World with Tepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway. Get way more.
Thank you, darling. So, on the 11th of December, Central African time is going to be 6 o'clock at Marrakech in Morocco. They are going to be hosting the CAF Awards 2023.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
Should
going
I
to
get
just
my
go
tie?
through a few of the nominees, and I want you guys to tell me who you think is going to come out, no, not victorious, but who is going to be the winner of this one, especially these categories. Player of the Year for men, Salah, obviously, Hakimi from Morocco and PSG, and we also have Osimhen from Napoli and plays for the Nigerian national team. Who do you think is going to take it, you guys?
Hakimi as a semi-finalist in the World Cup.
Hakimi? Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's between Hakimi and Osmani. Must pick one.
Hakimi and?
I
Victor
think,
Osmani. He had a stellar of a season as well.
Osimhen
yeah, from Napoli.
for Napoli, yeah.
It's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one because he had a great season with Napoli, who's not a CAF affiliate at all. Whereas Hakimi had a great representation with Morocco, who's
yes.
a CAF affiliate.
Yes.
So I think that pushes it in Hakimi's favor.
I agree. And I think what CAF did was also kind of include the guys that are not necessarily CAF players into, the nominations. I think they just want to create some buzz from a branding
You put big
perspective
names like
also.
Salah there,
Yes.
even though nothing happened with
Exactly.
Egypt.
Yeah, look, I mean,
he plays
remember
for
the-
Liverpool.
You must remember the category is not necessarily for players that are playing within CAF.
Yes.
Because CAF tournaments are not like national tournaments are not happening every year. You know what I mean? So it has to
But
include.
you've got CAF Champions League. There's lots of players playing
No,
in
for
CAF
sure.
Champions League. There should be a category for that.
I suppose.
Okay, so player of the year for women, Asisat, Ashwala. That one is playing for Nigeria, the national team, and also for Barcelona. Temi Khatlana, our girl, who plays for Racing Louisville, the US, and South African, obviously, and Barbara Banda from Zambia. I'm obviously just going for Temi Khatlana. I honestly don't give zero
Yeah.
F's about everyone else.
Banda, ne? Look.
Barbara Banda was Zambia.
Banda,
Plays
Banda.
for Shanghai, Shengli.
Yeah, no, Banda is a proper baller, eh? She's a proper baller. For a change, usually I go on merit, but for a change, I'm gonna go on merit mixed with a little bit of kind of what's that thing when you
Patriotism.
have your patriotism. Yeah, merit and patriotism. I go for Tembi.
Okay, yes.
I am completely biased, I'll go fully patriotism, not even merit.
Yeah, this one is actually 2 South African players. I'm going to say this because Interclub Player of the Year, Festin Mayele, DR Congo, he plays for Pyramids as well. Peter Chalulile from Namibia plays for Sundowns, South African. and Pesitao, Al Ahly, and South Africa. So this one is for South Africa. 2 teams from South Africa, actually.
Percy was
And
very
players.
instrumental for Al Ahly to actually go on to win the Champions League. So I say Percy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Percy.
And he's played really well for Bafana in some of those qualifying matches.
Yes.
Yeah. Without wasting any more time, guys, I'm just going to go through all the other ones because, I mean, we can deliberate for long, right? Coach of the Year, we have Ali Ossise, and I believe it's because of what he did in the World Cup last year for Senegal. We had Walid Ragrar. I'm never able to pronounce this man's name, from Morocco, the coach of the national team.
Regragui.
Regragui. Yes, and we also do have Aldelak Banchika from Algeria, as well as Simba SC. So that's the coach of the year men. Coach of the women men, Desiree, our lady, Desiree Ellis for South Africa. But we also, this one is going to be quite contentious. Jerry Shabalala, who is the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns ladies, is also there. And we have Reynolds and Bedros from Morocco. So that one is going to be an interesting one.
I think it's
Goalkeeper of the
gonna be
year.
Jerry.
Yeah, no, Jerry. What Jerry did?
Jerry's a winner.
And she
a
just
treble.
mentioned the treble.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's gonna be Jerry.
Yeah.
And to go to the last 16 at the World Cup, I think it's gonna be Jerry.
And I
I mean,
think
sorry, not the World Cup. Sorry. Winning the CAF Women's Champions League,
Mm.
the COSAFA, wada. I meant to say Desiree might have a punch in there with getting to the last
World
16
Cup,
of the World Cup.
yes.
So it's gonna be what weighs more.
Well, was the AFCON's already before the previous CAF
Yeah, the
event,
AFCON win
so-
was because she
Yeah,
won this. Desiree was the coach of the year for women last year.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I think
yeah.
Jerry stand a better chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the overall brand of Mamelodi Sundowns right now is flying very high
Mamelodi
continentally.
Sundowns,
Yeah, I'm even out of
AFL,
congratulations for
Gabona,
Mamelodi
you know what I mean?
Sundowns.
Yeah. So I think
I'm saying I'm out of congratulations for Mamelodi
Yeah.
Sundowns.
Ah, they are bullies. They're taking every congratulations that we have.
this one I also found quite interesting. Goalkeeper of the year, Andre Onanaze for Cameroon, and obviously Manu.
Well, he
And-
played in the Champions League final. He had a great season with Inter.
Oh, that Onana.
And here-
oh, sorry.
That one.
I was thinking about another one.
What has he done here recently, guys? When last did he play for Cameroon? Was he there in the World Cup last year?
No. He's only returning
Now for
For
FCON.
AFCON.
for AFCON.
If we don't know if he's returning, remember? Is it-
it's
is it
looking very much like
Yes.
it will happen.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yassine Banu from Morocco, he plays for Al Hilal, and Mohamed Shunawi for Al Ahly, he plays in Egypt. Goalkeeper of the year, okay, player of the year. Youth player of the year.
Goalkeeper of the year for women, we know that's Andile Dlamini because she wins every award she's nominated for. Thank you. Let's move.
Yes, thank you. So another one that I found to be great for conversations, national team of the year, Gambia, Morocco, Senegal. Men.
It's Morocco. Ah, guys.
Morocco.
Everything that has Morocco in it, Morocco is winning. For men.
Okay, for men.
They
Because
did
for
make
women,
history.
Even ladies are doing well, eh? Morocco. I mean, they embark on that football transformation, and ever since they've done that, I mean, even Peter was referencing to them at some point. Ever since they've done that, they are clearing everyone out. Yeah.
facts.
This is not a rant, but it's gonna be disguised as a rant because I like how Marco introduces the rant.
Okay.
Okay, but whoa, we're still on worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
interject.
Okay. This is a Len Moleko rant brought to you by Betway. Get way more.
What Morocco is doing as a country, Sundowns is doing as a club.
Facts. Yeah. Ooh, okay.
I'm done. As we
Okay,
move.
that was nice. Club of the year men, Al Ahly, Wydad, Mamelodi Sundowns,
Club of the century is the one.
Egypt, Al Ahly.
Al Ahly.
And you, Marco?
Country of the year, sorry. Where we?
Club of the year, my
Club
baby.
of the year.
Yes.
I likely won Kev.
Champions League, yeah.
It's as simple as that.
And you, Super Sub?
Al Ahly, man.
But okay, for women, ASFA, Sporting Casablanca, Morocco, and Sundowns again, just holding
Sundowns.
The interesting
for
bit,
the girls, ne?
so the interesting bit though is AS FAR won the Champions League last year, ne? does this also include what just concluded now?
I'm not sure what the criteria
So
is. Eh?
the period of time.
When does it run? Isn't it from November to November?
I'd be lying. I do not know.
I think they look
But it
at,
should be from November to November, and that's why World Cup things
I
are also
think so.
included.
So in that regard, then Sundowns.
Sundown.
Yeah, Sundowns.
Okay, and
For women.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's how we concluded. So we were we were on the continent. We were in Morocco, actually. And another an interesting story, and I think most people are going to be interested in this one. Frank Lampard, the story is that you know him from Chelsea, from Everton, as manager. He also did play for Major League Soccer, so MLS, in New York FC. And the story is that he is in line himself, as well as Dean Smith, who was a former coach for Aston Villa, to coach Charlotte in MLS.
That seems more his speed, Frank Lampard.
Yeah, I think
no disrespect to Lampard as a player, but as a manager, Everton and Chelsea have not looked the same.
I was looking at him to comment.
Yeah, no, I think it's a better place to redeem yourself in a league that does not matter.
So even if he wins, is he going to redeem himself because the league doesn't matter according to you anyway?
No,
It
it gives you an opportunity
to gain confidence.
to get some, or to build something. Wayne Rooney got a good job.
Yeah, and he's messing it up now.
Being successful in the US.
Yeah, when he just
Actually,
came
the
back
hype of that
recently.
league is like, is it even playing now?
It's
Is it
dwindled.
is it on break or what's going on?
Yeah, but it's like the
Doesn't it start in February?
is it?
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Welcome to my club, guys. I'm happy you're with me now.
Because okay.
Frank Lampard was tipped for a job in Saudi a short time ago, and then it didn't materialize. And Steven Gerrard, who's more successful as a manager, took a job in Saudi. But Frank Lampard, that's more his speed. Go manage Charlotte FC. Dean Smith's a better manager than Frank Lampard. Let me tell
Yeah,
you
so
that
it's
now.
between the both of them. So we're going to see what happens.
Wait,
there.
why can't they team up? You see, my thing is, some coaches
They
tend
wanna
to
do
become
like
more
a threesome
successful
of Sundowns.
when they...
But if your ambition is to be a first team coach, why go be an assistant elsewhere?
to learn the ropes, especially if you're a player.
Yeah, so Frank Lampard can go and assist like
How much can Frank learn from Dean?
No, Mikel Arteta example. So instead of
Yeah.
going and being the first team manager in Charlotte, look at being underneath Poch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does the ego also allow?
But I would rather be under Poch.
It would be interesting, the route or the journey that the likes of your Pep took, your Atletico Madrid,
Oh, Diego Simeone.
Diego Simeone, Zinedine Zidane, to actually get to first team coaching and stuff. Pep Guardiola as well. Yes. Did they move straight from I'm playing and then I'm gonna be coach, or did they go through the structures?
Zidane was in development, wasn't it?
Yes. So
that's
what
what
I'm
he's
asking.
saying. Is that why are coaches like Frank Lampard going straight to
Like you
first team?
just want to
coach?
go straight to the first
Wayne
team.
Rooney straight to the first team.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to
'Cause you got a profile.
structure. Phew, you know, I think in that way it kind of works. But
Patrick
even
Vieira
Vieira
went straight to first team.
but in the US,
Yes. Okay. Fair.
Vinny went straight to the first team.
but in Belgium,
Yeah, as a player coach when he went back to Belgium.
yes. I'm not sure about Xabi Alonso.
The one with Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes, he went through the structures. I think before he was head coach. Xavi.
At Bayern.
Let me just say, for Pep, it says here his managerial career, 2007-2008 season, he was Barcelona B team.
There we go.
And then he went to Barcelona, and then he went to Bayern Munich, and then Man City.
So with Xavi, with Xavi, yes, he was coaching some minuscule team in Qatar there before he went to Barcelona. So you see, you need to start
One stepping stone.
like
And earn
you
your
can't
stride.
Although,
just
to be fair to Frank Lampard, Derby County was fairly successful for him.
Okay.
And
it's
boy,
a championship side.
Leverkusen, they're playing enterprising football.
Xabi Alonso was a great player. It's almost no surprise that he's a good manager. Okay. Tsepi, where are we jetting off to next?
So we were in the US very, very quickly. This one is just feedback, you guys. We are going to Rwanda. You would remember that we had that match by Bafana versus Rwanda, and it was a 2-0 win
Yes.
for Rwanda.
In the
And
rain.
there we go. The feedback is this: the Belgian words have since been heard, with the Rwanda Football Federation confirming that they have received a letter from CAF regarding the matter. And this is, I'm reading this verbatim. It says, CAF will undertake an independent inspection of the Huye Stadium conducted by an artificial pitch expert to assess the current stage of the pitch for use in the CAF FIFA Senior A international matches. So it's been said that they are going to be scheduling a visit for CAF officials to inspect the venue. And once an inspection report is completed, a decision will be taken whether or not the stadium is going to be the one to be used in future.
Or too late.
They're just doing a commission of inquiry. Nothing is going to happen. They're going to
We've
have a
already lost 3
report,
points.
a report of like 200 pages that's going to be read, and Rwanda is
Well, they
probably going
just
to be
might
fined.
make sure that when those people do attend the quality of that artificial is probably a different one. I mean, they may
or
they
use
can
a
do
different
anything.
stadium. All that's going to happen is probably a fine, and then like let's keep it moving. The
Yeah.
3 points are gone.
Yeah.
This is like
It's
not gonna
that's-
be a
it's a
rematch
commission.
over that.
Yeah.
Let's call it the CAF commission.
And that's all we have for you worldwide.
That
Thank
was
you,
Around the
Tsepi.
World with Tsepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. When you join on the Betway app as a new user, use the affiliate code ONSIDEZA. It really helps us out. Okay, let's move on to the Premier League. It's been a great week of football in the Premier League.
Very interesting week of football in the Premier
Super
League.
Sub, I say it's been a great week, and you guys can't see me. He goes like this. Shakes his head. Has it not been a great week, Super Sub?
No, not for me.
Not
Tell me
for-
why. Tell us why, my friend.
Yeah, no,
Wagwan.
What happened?
Look, I mean, Man City hasn't been really doing well in the past few games, and
We prepared for the Tottenham Hotspur fixture last week, and I said that Ange Postecoglou would lose another game in a row. He didn't.
yeah,
Some ballers said in the comments it would be a high-scoring game. It was.
it was a high-scoring game. Yeah, indeed, because both teams go at each other, and when you've got teams like that, you are bound to have goals,
Is Man City even Man City without Rodri?
It's not, and the problem started with Kevin De Bruyne's injury, because when you have Kevin De Bruyne and you don't have like your holding, you still play 3. You'll have what's his name? The name is
Phil Foden, Julian
I'm talking about in the
Alvarez.
middle.
Bernardo.
You will have you can invert Bernardo. You can
Okay.
John Stones.
you can invert John Stone.
But there's too many players out of position for City.
Yeah, no, look,
Yes, but didn't they had Stone and Akanji?
Yeah, but they
they were
defended. Let's
inverting
be
both
honest.
of them.
Yes,
They were
yes.
switching the roles.
Yes.
And they lost that game in the midfield. They were not in charge. Players were out of place. Like
I agree.
You look at Walker. At some point, you couldn't find him in his right position. So that game was just all over. I don't know what was going on in that game, and it looks like Rodri is the glue. He gets into that midfield, he wins the duels, he distributes well, and he sort of like arranges midfield well, and interlink with his forwards. So I think it is a big problem without Rodri. And if you look at the games that City has lost, Rodri was not there. When
Yeah.
Rodri had a red card, City went on to lose those games.
That's
So
true.
yeah, it's interesting how Pep is going to turn things around. But, knowing Pep, he's always have one up his sleeve. You can never write off Manchester City.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because Akanji and Stones can never do, like you're saying, what Rodri and De Bruyne are able to do there. And it was quite unfortunate. Also, just how they were set up. I think they starting the starting lineup was a bit weird. I think because Villa had 4 central midfielders, correct? I don't have this formation here, but I remember it was 4 of them. And I saw that guy, Kimang Bailey, because they only had, Akanji as well as Stones in the central midfield. Leon was able to do as he pleases with Giovoli. Tell me, guys.
Wait, the
Left back
four?
for left back for Man City.
Vardiol.
Josko Gvardiol.
Yeah,
yes,
Virgil,
there
yeah.
we go. And that's exactly where the problem was, that they were not. You can't expect these two to be able to then combat everyone else. And Leo had so much leeway, and that's how he was able to really get them.
If I
Am I
look at
making
that,
sense, guys?
if I
Am I
look at
making
that,
sense?
you are.
Yes, you
and
are.
I think if I look at the Aston Villa side that beat Manchester City, you look at that midfield of Douglas Luiz and John McGinn, who have been absolutely phenomenal, especially at home against the empty Man City midfield, like you pointed out. That is a determining factor for me right there. And then in the Spurs game as well, a very messy Manchester City, and they need to come right, but it's Manchester City. You expect them. They'll come right. And there's Kevin De Bruyne on his way back to the side. Rodri will reappear soon. And then Man City's form you expect to turn back around into winning games.
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying that the last time they won a game was 3-0 against Manchester United?
Let me look it up for you.
Well, they've won a Premier
They've
League
only
game,
won 1 out of the past 5.
but they've been Champions
Nah,
League.
we're talking Premier League, Chief.
Yeah,
Premier
you're
League,
right.
yeah.
You are right.
be-
He's
It
right.
was the 6-1
6-1
against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And then since then, they drew to Chelsea, drew to Liverpool, drew to Spurs, and lost
to
to,
Villa.
Aston Villa. But they have had a tough run of fixtures.
So what's the common denominator in a lot of those games?
Rodri.
The absence of.
Rodri, yeah.
No, I get. I'm coming to a point that I'm trying to make here.
You
Tell
asking
us
yourself
the
a question,
point.
or you
No,
asking us?
tell us.
It was
Ask
rhetorical.
Paul.
asking. Calm down. It's okay. It's okay. These things happen.
Do you need a hug?
Christmas is not every day.
Nah, my man, this guy's full of it. We can't be having him every weekend. Last week he was having me and Marco, and today again I still got. But you know what? Your day's gonna come, my friend. It's fine. Go for it.
I get it, like they say in the words of Steve Compella, apparently, that when a bird is sitting on top of a tree and it's making noise, it's inviting a stone.
That's you right now, my friend.
Yes. So, like, what I'm saying is, but then it's disingenuous to have Rodri as your go-to person, and in his absence, you lose games. Also, considering his red card, he got a red card, ne?
Yeah, the first one was the red card.
Yes. And he's also getting lank number of yellow cards, which is not good. So it means at the rate that he's playing and how he's enforcing himself, he's not really doing himself any favors. And it's at a point like this where somebody like a Kovacic should be coming through saying, hey, I'm here, I'm available, I'm covered, I know what this guy's supposed to do.
And Kovacic has
Rodri is
been
supposed to
at
help
it,
him
yeah.
on some like, my guy, this is what I cover, this is how we cover, let's go for it, because in my absence, it shouldn't feel like I'm absent.
Yeah, not true. But if you look at Kovacic, he's more comfortable going forward. Rodri knows how to sit back, and read the games very well, better than Kovacic, And my disappointment comes in Pep in not releasing Kevin Phillips, because what is the point to have a holding midfielder that you're not utilizing? How is he gonna get to a Rodri's level if he's not playing games? Because I mean, we don't have.
It seems like Pep had an issue with Kevin Phillips's fitness already at the start of the season. So it looks like there's a player-manager issue existing already.
But why
did
is he
go
still there?
scouting? But why did he also go? Okay, well, he's still there because the window's closed. There's not much you can do with him.
there was a rumor that he
could have left in the
he could
summer.
have left in the
But
in
then
the summer.
I think because there was fear that Bernardo also wanted to leave, and there were several players that were eyed to be leaving. I think Phillips was kept as like ish in case.
Yeah, but
Okay.
this is in case that you're referring
Can
to.
I tell you why Kevin Phillips is in that team? Because he looked a good player and he's English. And Manchester City need to sign the English talent to tick that box on their lists. And that's why it's hard to get rid of English players.
Like
Because-
Foden,
Yeah.
Jack Grealish.
But there's enough English team, English playing players in that team.
It's hard to get rid of them and replace them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then you need to replace them with other English players to meet those quotas.
Yeah, look.
And Declan
I just
Rice
feel
went
like
to Arsenal,
there's no
so-
point to have a player like that if you're not going to utilize him. Because now this situation just proved that when Rodri is not there, Manchester City is exposed and they don't have cover.
Facts.
Okay, so let's move on. We were talking about Declan Rice and we're talking about Arsenal. Arsenal ground out a result against Luton somehow. They really struggled against Luton.
Yeah.
They're playing away at Aston Villa, and Aston Villa Park is almost guaranteed 3 points the way things are going. Unai Emery will be buzzing to try to take on Arsenal the way that Villa are playing at the moment.
I will tell you now, even with...
You know what's funny? We're going to Luton. and
We're going to Villa.
to Villa.
Villa, yeah.
So we're going to grind results there at Luton.
Yeah.
Yo, I was actually thinking about this when I saw that that passing
the-
of the baton thing. Like, high five, super sub. Like, I'm going to where you come
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm going to...
Yes.
That stadium is going to be difficult
For
to play.
City. I
Going
know.
to be very
You
difficult for
can't,
City
you
to
can't
play.
play
And
your usual game
that's
there.
exactly why I think that Arsenal struggled, is that
Kenilworth
the size of this pitch is an issue for sides like Manchester City and
Liverpool
Arsenal who try
struggled
to
as well.
expand. Yeah, like teams who try to expand. Trent Alexander-Arnold normally does cross-field passes
You can't do
that
that
are
there.
40, 50 yards. You don't have 40, 50 yards on that pitch to do the part. There's no space on the
It's
pitch.
congested.
So it makes it very tough place to play for the teams that like to play expansive football.
But what role would you say then Raya played in, the 4-3?
It was a goalkeeping bad. It was a bad day. It was a bad
Do
day
we,
out.
are you, I mean, at some point, are you going to be like, Raya is actually not a good goalkeeper, he makes too many mistakes, or are you still comfortable with him?
Look, the ratings are looking. Yes, we can argue that there's a lot of people who feel that Ramsdale is the one who cost Arsenal the league last season. To a degree, there's an argument to be made there. But at the same time, I think the biggest plug that we lost or that was not working is the same as City has an issue with the absence of Rodri. In this case, Arsenal had the absence of Saliba at the back. And there was a lot of disorganization with our defense. So those two key points actually are the ones that exposed us in a way. Coming to Raya, he, as a manager, all right, if you now start flipping and flopping between goalkeepers now, you are destabilizing your team already.
And the confidence of both keepers is also going to be compromised.
Yes. And what I like, I think Raya was aware of, like, yes, see, I had a blooper here. Yo, this was bad,
Yep.
bro.
Yep.
But at the end of the game, he literally ran to Declan Rice and like jumped over him because
He would have felt that he lost a match.
Yeah, he lost the match because his confidence is already blown out. Now it's like, we're gonna lose points, and it's because of me. I should have gone out for that corner and grabbed it. I should have went down strategically so that I stopped that shot from Ross Barkley.
Yeah.
And
It's funny. Wasn't Ateta the same person who was saying that if the need does arise, then he is willing to substitute a keeper? Don't you think that this match was actually that match that he was meant to substitute Uraya for Ramsdale?
you are going to mess up your team if you do that.
Okay.
But he's the one who said it. That's what
He said
Tepe's
it.
saying. Arteta is
That-
the one who
so-
said
He
that's
said-
why he wants two top-class goalkeepers.
Yes.
Because he wants competition in each position and the
Exactly.
ability to make tactical changes
Nazo.
in every position, including the goalkeeper.
So there's what
but
you
where-
say.
But you can't undo the goals that have been
Where
conceded.
in football have you seen a
Tactical.
goalkeeper being subbed because he conceded
Jose
goals?
did it when...
but
Marco,
One-
Marco, you
one
played
in a
ball.
million years.
who are you talking about? It's Jose.
Jose,
Yes. What I'm saying is, it's
You can't undo the goals.
and again, you do that, you are messing up, and you are messing up your team's chemistry. And what Ateta says to the media versus what he does in the background
Can
are two different things.
Yeah, maybe.
Except if you are another coach or manager, when
you
the
get
media
it.
is there, you lock the door.
So back to Villa Park.
Yeah.
Aston Villa 3.25 odds because Arsenal are still favourites away at Aston Villa tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. at 2.12 odds. Obviously, the bookies have it pretty close, so we're expecting a pretty close game in that one. Aston Villa, dangerous, 3.7 on a draw. Super sub. I mean, if you're a betting man and you want to bring your odds up, that might be the fixture that's got the upset on it.
Yeah, no, look, I would go for it.
And
Villa.
Yeah, I'll go for Villa.
Okay. You're allowed to.
win or draw. And then also saying that, look at these odds. Luton at home to Manchester City, 17 for Luton to win that game.
And the way Luton played against Arsenal, ne?
It could happen.
The way
could
Ross
happen.
Barkley just
You put $100 there. Come out with something nice.
1,700.
That's a lot of money. Yeah.
just for the culture. I think I'd go with Luton for those odds. But then again, you're thinking about it like, 5 games, only. Wait, no, 5 games,
But I
1
think
win.
City. I think City at this point might. If Guardiola has not gotten a wake up call, then it's going to cost him.
Look, I think
Daily.
Pep
But
knows
I would
that
go for
the ship
City
is a
win
little
nonetheless.
bit.
In muddy waters.
It's in muddy waters,
Yeah.
and will be very quick. He'll be the first one to know that. He'll be very quick to state
Yeah.
in the right direction.
But my question is though,
City always go through a dip, and then when they come back,
They
what
go on a
happens.
run.
don't be on a dip and then going to, I almost said Tefontein, going to Kenilworth Road.
No, man, Glenn, it's only 6 points. I drift from the top.
I'm not disputing
That's
that.
too
I'm
early.
saying,
And
I'm saying
at
going
some
to-
point, Arsenal was 12 points clear of City, and they went on to lose the league.
what I'm saying to you is, and talking about winning the league or losing the league.
No, I'm talking about that. Is not
That's okay.
The league is not done. Let's not get too excited.
Jamie Carragher, it's okay. I hear you. What I'm saying to you now is, at the point where City are, having gone 4 games without a win, all right, going to Kenilworth Road is not the easiest trip to make. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The beauty about Premier League is there's no easy games. Each and every
Unless
game
you
it's a
feel-
But
Yeah.
challenge.
given the
But I
circumstances
get
and how
what you're
where
saying,
things
Len,
stand.
that this is an especially bad time to go to a tough ground where they can't play their game. They have to adapt tactically.
Or they can
But that
just go
might-
there and demolish that team.
And to be
That's City
honest,
for you.
I think that Manchester
Yes.
City have a better chance
see City winning this
at Luton than what Arsenal had because of players like Haaland, who can bully
The
defenders.
defense, yeah.
And I think that they could score goals without having to be as expansive and play in the same way. Phil Foden, good in tight areas, in the same way that some other players like Bernardo Silva, etc. are. So I think City should still be favourites in that one, but those odds are attractive. Let's move on. Burnley. Burnley.
Let it burn.
Everyone gets
Eh?
Let it burn. It's really disheartening.
What do we say
I
about
want to
Burnley?
love them so much. I really do. But it really it's
They need Lyle Foster
Man.
You know
back.
what's embarrassing?
He has
No.
only won against team that he was promoted with.
You know what's embarrassing?
here's another rant. Yes, friend.
What?
A whole Everton was deducted 10 points.
And it's still above them.
And they're still above Burnley.
They're out of relegation zone.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's
No, but
embarrassing.
hey, I've been
Now, for me, it's the
Sean
fact
Dykes.
that
I spoke about him too early in the season because I still said I fancy Sean Dykes to do good things with Everton. And look, they're ahead of Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United. And Sheffield United, that's the first managerial change that we've seen in the Premier League this season. Came pretty late. Normally, we see
Yeah.
a manager go
By
earlier.
September, October.
May I just read some comments, guys? I think sometimes we really do get,
Yeah.
so deep into so most people, okay, so Azile Ngusani saying Ramsdale is supposed to be number 1. I'm speaking from Liverpool supporters, so I'm not biased.
Because he wants
And
goals.
Sibusiso Mahlangu says Raya saves a percentage is better than Ramsdale's. And we were speaking about Phillips Wena Super Sub and Lwalan Duzela says Pep means to give Phillips a chance. But he says also that Pep was not the one who chose him. This is actually late. He says, in my opinion, Philip wasn't a Pep signing, so he doesn't trust him. And finally, King saying that City will win. They have no choice.
Yazi, what was I going to say?
Yes, darling.
Oh, we were speaking about Everton and you read the comments and we're going to go back to the comments now.
Yes.
Should we courier appeal to Calvert-Lewin?
Wow. I'm not doing this with
No,
you.
but like, no.
I'm not doing this.
Did you
he's,
see
he's missing the chances.
what?
But one thing that I can tell from watching that game, Alan, is that I think with the 10 points that were deducted from Everton, Sean Dykes managed to get that team in a right frame of mind.
Do you think it galvanized them?
I think so.
It has.
make them
They
more
also-
Almost
Yeah.
did them a favor.
Those guys are turbocharged, and it's gonna be difficult for teams to go to Everton and come out with points there.
They have a tough run in the league. Let me bring up their running in the league for this December.
I don't think they're afraid of Chelsea.
So their fixtures coming up. They're at home to Chelsea, who had a poor performance against Man United during the week, who also weren't very good, let's be honest. They were very good going forward, but they left themselves way too open. So they travel to Burnley. They're at home to Chelsea. Then they also travel to Spurs on the couple days before Christmas. And then after Boxing Day, they host Man City, and then they have to travel to Wolves all still this month. That is a tough December fixture list for Everton, but the way they're playing, you fancy them to pick up enough points there to stay out of the relegation.
If by January they're out of relegation zone, they're safe.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's also depending on the amount of points that Sheffield United are going to collect.
There's none.
Burnley are going to collect.
With the new coach, you never know because new broom sweeps clean anyway.
So Sheffield, Burnley and Luton, how many points are those guys going to collect versus what Everton are actually going to give themselves a target on? Some like, okay, there's 5 games. Of these 5 games, maximum is 15, but you guys will determine what the minimum is, but it shouldn't be less than 9.
So if I look at Luton's fixtures for December, they first host Man City. We already said how difficult that's going to be for them.
Yes.
They then have to travel to Bournemouth, where I give them no chance away at Bournemouth. Then they host Newcastle, who weren't great against Everton, especially one of my favorite players there, Kieran Tierney. He had a tough day at the office.
Isak also.
But Kieran Tierney, I mean, great player, had a really tough day against Everton. Then they have to travel to Sheffield United once again, fellow strugglers, and it's away from home. I don't like Luton away from home. And then they're at home to Chelsea.
3 points.
Oh, sweet.
So I think Luton have a tough run in, and then Burnley and Sheffield United, we know what their sort of form is like. So interesting, lots of fixtures in the Premier League.
But the big one for the weekend?
What would you say is your big fixture for the weekend?
Okay, go first, Moleko.
No, I'm listening.
Okay, I would say that this one is going to be quite interesting. The Villa and Arsenal match for me is going to be a firecracker.
That's the big game.
Yep.
I would say. I mean, that and then Spurs host Newcastle as well as another big fixture.
Yeah.
But Aston Villa at Villa Park, I mean, what's Villa's record like at home?
Let's
it's
see.
unbelievable, their home form.
I think 14.
Yeah, in a row.
Villa's last 5 matches at home are all wins.
Yes, I think they've won 14 at home across all competitions.
Yeah. The last 5.
I stand to be corrected.
The
So
last
they've
time they
won-
lost was Everton. That was in September 27th. They've won everything at home against Brighton, West Ham, Luton, AZ, Almar. So obviously these other ones are going to be FAs. What are they?
No, those are
What were those?
The
European Conference
The
League.
conference, right? Yes. They won against Fulham and City. So they have been doing quite well at home.
Very strong home form.
Yeah, I
and
Good
really
evening.
look at those odds. Good evening. A Saturday evening game that I wanted to watch and Len Moleko wanted to watch with you guys.
And these guys, haters here.
What, me, bro?
These haters here. But anyway, what are the odds for? You never gave us the odds for Spurs and Newcastle.
Spurs versus Newcastle because we were going to get there. But Spurs are slight favourites at 2.15. And for a Newcastle away win is odds of 3.1.
Yeah, plus they don't have a keeper. I think I'm going to go with Spurs and they need to win.
And both teams to score.
That's a
That's also.
But I mean, they're still relatively close, aren't they? The odds?
Yeah, fairly close.
That's what I'm saying, both teams to score.
Yeah.
Both teams to score is a good
It's
market.
a 3.8, eh?
Yeah, that's the odds for the draw. But
draw, sorry.
Luton versus Manchester City, where City were favourites. We've discussed that one. And then you could also go both teams to score at Villa Park. Aston Villa versus
Yes, that's
Arsenal.
what Super Sub just said. No. He was talking about the other one. I'll go straight win Arsenal for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Is
So
Saliba going to be back?
Your heart.
Ballers, we know how much you love betting with Len. So
Do the right thing. Or the wrong thing. I see an Arsenal win.
See, even Tepi is now she's the converted. Yeah.
Inverted.
I
In
think
football terms.
So
Yeah.
I think because Aston Villa is so strong at home, and because Arsenal struggled against Luton, it's very tempting to go with an Aston Villa win. But I think it's going to be a close affair. But I fancy Arsenal to take this one just because Villa Park is a much bigger stadium, and I don't think we've seen Arsenal struggle the way that they did. But it's because Kenilworth Road is such a small pitch.
And this
I
thing
think
of-
that really hurt Arsenal.
Yeah, and this thing of Arsenal, and I mean, I applaud it, but also it's a bit risky how they tend to sometimes claw the way out of a bad situation.
That's
you
a
know?
mark of a champion.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
a
what I'm
mark
saying.
of a
I applaud
champion.
it, but
True.
it's also going to be a
Can't-
bit of a challenge for them.
Can't knock the hustle, eh?
I said the same thing about the Bournemouth win last season where Arsenal really clawed their way and got a last minute winner. I think it was Eddie Nketiah who scored the last minute winner
it
against
was.
Bournemouth last season. And I said that every season a champion makes their mark that way. And I was like, Arsenal going to win the league.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, but like Saliba
didn't
happened. Yeah, we know what happened. Saliba happened, but
I
it's
have
so
a question
good.
for you guys and also for the ballers very, very quickly. And this one is directed to you, Marco, and everyone else who is watching. I'm talking about you, ne? Martial, do you think that he still deserves his place at Man City? I'm
At
sorry, at
Manchester
United.
United.
And also, I hear that he's going to get an extension. Should he be getting that extension?
he can walk away from the club,
I think
Martial.
Because have the squad.
He's not going to run away because he doesn't run. He'll just walk away because Martial doesn't have a running leg in him. He's a quality player, and Manchester United need another number 9 if he's going to leave. But I don't think Manchester United are scared to go and sign another number 9 who might be another flop because all the problems are with the club, not with individual players. And I think that it's time for Rashford to deploy himself as a 9 and complete with Højlund for that position, or Højlund for that position. And I think Martial's should
he get
best for
extended?
him, best for the club is if he moves on and plays in a league like in France or in Italy. I think it'll be better suited to his game. Very skillful player, very quick feet,
Didn't he go to Sevilla?
very mercurial.
Yeah,
he
on
he
loan.
went on
When he
loan
came
and
back,
it didn't work
Yeah.
out. Yeah, but I think that he needs to go to Serie A or France where his game will be better. It's time for Martial to go. And I agree with the official Black Tea. Yeah, it's time for Martial to go.
Quick one. I know we actually almost way overtime, right?
We
It's
well over
fine,
time.
continue.
Way overtime. But anyway, congratulations to Liverpool on their win. We hardly ever give them a shout on the show, so big
And
ups
they
to
are
Liverpool.
number 2, guys.
And they are number
hey?
2 on the log, so big ups to the Reds.
Yeah, no, Liverpool are
And
doing
I'm sure,
things.
You will never walk alone.
By the way, Javi, this one is for you.
Yes, and Javi, yes. And quick one, we haven't done this in a while. We're not super sub.
Yes.
Our onside ZA fantasy log.
Oh, I forgot
None of us
about
are
that.
in the top 5. I'm number 64. I don't know which forest you are
Why are
hiding
you so
under.
ambitious? Top 5.
No, I'm just reading the top 5.
okay.
Yes. Malcolm Yankee is number 1. Joseph Machava is number 2. Lindelani Lulambe is number 3. Baldwin Nelewamondo is number 4. And
Neramondo.
Danko. And Sophie Abolodi is number 5. And I'm 64. And I don't know where Super Sub is.
I'm
I
not
Is that
haven't
where you
checked
think?
mine either.
Yeah, somewhere there in the top 20.
Seeing as we don't speak about Liverpool enough, yes, that they have the early Saturday kickoff once
Again.
again.
As always.
They're eating
Once
pasta
again,
for breakfast.
Jurgen Klopp must be fuming about the
Yeah.
early Saturday kickoff
He must
against
have
the
a
tough
truckload
side to
of-
play against Crystal Palace. They are odds-on favourites at 1.5 versus Crystal Palace's 6.0 for
Okay,
that
that's
fixture.
I'll go
So-
for a safe bet. I'm going with Liverpool for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again,
Minus
you've
the pasta.
doomed them. You've doomed them.
Minus
Now,
the pasta.
Liverpool fans in the comments here,
Sorry, guys.
thank Len Moleko for your bad result this
Talking
weekend.
about Liverpool, our number 4 on Fantasy League. Len, you didn't say the name of the team.
Wait, I didn't
What's
say the name of the
name?
team. Baldwin's name, his team name is Gerard Slip.
Aye.
Wow.
Okay, and then we did promise a 1,000 Rand top-up voucher for a commenter who comments today and for our favorite comment last week, Mpoza.
Poza.
Congratulations. Send us a DM with your details and you will get that top-up. I know some of you guys are going to be disappointed to hear that one, but there are some top-ups coming Tuesday night, so join us for that one. But for me and the team, it's time for us to get out of here. Thank you, Len Moleko. Tsepi Worldwide,
Thanks, Ole.
Super Sub.
Danko.
And thank you to all of you ballers. Remember to stay onside, not offside, onside with us and Betway, where you get way more.
Danko.
Peace.
We out of here.